Hi guys, welcome back to ASX Market Watch and Happy New Year! Welcome to 2011. A fantastic year it could shape up to be. And really what we want to do is just take you through 2011 and what to expect over the next few months, especially just using the charting tools that we use in the ASX Market Watch. Of course, and we look at all the indices, which is down under Australia. We look at the Americas, the Dow Jones, FTSE in Europe and the Hang Seng in Asia as well, just to see where the indices are heading. And obviously, if we were to believe that 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market, this would also give us the heads up as to which way the stocks we're trading should be trending as well. So I hope that makes sense. And really, it is great to see in the new year, especially because this coming week is when all the traders start to come back from their holidays and all the fund managers and that sort of thing. So over this week and the next coming week, this is when people start to come back from holidays and we'll start to see some more volume come back into the markets. So really, this is what we're looking at the moment is the ASX All Ordinaries. Now, as you can see, we've had probably the last 2 weeks has been quite low volume, and so because of that, I've been hesitant to make any particular calls. As you can see, if we just increase this, we've got a little zigzag down move. Now that's traditionally in this ASX Market Watch, that's what we look for a confirmed down move, guys. However, I'm not going to call it just yet because of the lower volume that we experience over the Christmas period. So really, there's a few things that we need to be aware of, and really that's where we're going to see where the markets are heading. So first of all, such a ridiculously simple tool, the humble trend line. It's a line on a chart, and it's just like anyone could do this, line on a chart. Seriously, it's not rocket science, this stuff. As you can see, it was crossed in around September 2010, and we've had like a fairly decent up move since then as well. We did have a solid Dow theory entry, which is a higher peak and a higher trough on a weekly chart. That's this little zigzag move up here on a longer term basis. So that was again sort of confirmation that an up move was going to happen. There's been some great gains over the last 4 to 5 months because of that, in individual stocks as well, especially in resources in Australia. Now, what we've got at the moment, pretty basic stuff, except for what we've got particularly is Mr. Gann, W.D. Gann. Now, obviously, anyone who doesn't know W.D. Gann, William Gann was a trader from the early to mid 1900s, and he had a whole bunch of theories, and he had a newsletter as well. But his most famous things were things like astrology, making predictions in the market, and really geometry in the market. What that involves is actually, say we take the top of the bull market to the very bottom of the bear market here, guys, and this is just an example. Gann's strongest level of resistance was the 50% retracement line. Now, as you can see, if I just enlarge this here, this is the 5,000 level on the ASX All Ordinaries, and that's where we're starting to come up to again. As you can see, we've had 1, 2, 3, then another 4, and potentially 5 times the market has tried to close above the 50% retracement, and it has not been able to do that. So that's fair to say that Gann's theory has held true, that is the strongest resistance level in any market, and also support level in any market if you were to reverse that situation as well. So, in other words, what we've got at the moment is an upward trend. The market is still in an upward trend as far as I'm concerned. What we've also got is solid support at the long-term trend line, which is at 4,700. So that could potentially give us a lot of support. Now, looking at an Elliott wave point of view, this is what we need to look out for, guys. And what I mean by that is we've pretty much just met our initial target from an Elliott wave point of view. Being that we're looking at one, as you know, Elliott wave goes in 5 waves. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 being 4,900. The market basically just touched it and then bounced off and is now headed down again. So yes, we have met our initial targets, and what we're looking for now is a zigzag move down. So like a solid move down, a little bit of a bounce, and then another move down. And I want that to happen when the volume comes back into the trading next week and the week after, when our traders come back from holidays. So I hope that makes sense. As I said before, I'm not calling it now simply because it's been a very low volume period over the Christmas break, which tends to happen. Everyone goes on holidays, as you rightly would, as I definitely wouldn't expect anyone to do anything else. So I hope that makes sense. Still in an upward trend, and that's what we're looking out for the trend to reverse. If it does doesn't, we're still looking at our longer term target of at least 5,000, and then between 5,000 and 500 on a longer term basis if we don't get that exit signal, guys. So I hope that makes sense. Again, pretty simple stuff. Next up, we're looking at the Dow Jones. And again, like all the markets really are converging. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the markets are heading into their fifth wave, which Elliott wave moves in 5 waves up. So in other words, that's the last move up, guys. Now the Dow Jones hasn't quite met its target. Its target would be 11,686. So it's so close, like it's ridiculously close. We might see a little blow off top, potentially when the volume comes back into the markets. However, as I had previously called, we were calling for an extended wave, which could potentially see between 12,800 and 13,400. So this still potentially can happen. What we're looking out for again, guys, as an exit signal, and again, this hasn't happened yet, but what we're looking for is that zigzag down movement. So a lower peak and then followed by a trade through the previous trough. It's a little bit hard to draw in, but basically all you're looking for is that zigzag down movement. Haven't had it yet, and obviously the market has continued to trade, as we were saying last couple of weeks, outside of the range of the Davis box. So that Davis box was this range of price around the previous highs. So if you check out the previous ASX market watches, that's what we were looking at. Consolidation around the previous highs. It had burst out of that as well, and that would be your entry signal according to a continuation pattern or a Davis sort of type pattern, if you were to follow those methodologies. So really simple stuff, guys. And again, still in an upward trend. Dow Jones potentially heading to 13,000 if we don't get that exit signal. Happy days. If we do, just keep an eye out, and then we'll make future calls based on that. Still got heaps of support at 11,000 as well on the Dow Jones, guys. So really still a lot of support abounding there. FTSE in Europe. Again, the FTSE this is our wave 5, this last move here, and I'll just enlarge that. As you can see, this is that last wave of our Elliott wave, and as you can see, it's also met our target of between 50% and 75% of the previous move. So it's definitely in the zone. What we're looking for now, because it is in the zone, as we've told you in the last ones, is basically that little zigzag down. So again, all the markets around the world are really starting to converge. They're really moving in the same circles. They're quite related. It's almost incestuous, really. But it's seriously. I mean, that's just the way the market works. The world works, and it works together, amazingly enough. Now, the only thing that you might find is different is Asia, and that's what we're going to look at next. But basically, as I said before, we had consolidation around the previous highs right here, moving into our last wave, wave 5. We've met our initial targets, guys, but potentially still could be going to, if we were to see an extended wave, 6,300 to around 6,800 on the FTSE in Europe. And again, that's only if we don't get that exit signal, because we've got plenty of support at 5,800 at the long-term trend line, guys. So again, not rocket science. This is something that we've been calling all along, and potentially we could be seeing that reversal start to happen now, but I'm not going to call it yet. I'm going to wait until we get more volume in the charts, more volume come back into the markets, and of course, the companies will start reporting as well around January to February, at least in Australia, definitely. So last but not least is the Hang Seng. As we said in the previous market watches, strongest level of support was 22,000. That was at our longer term uptrend line. If I just enlarge that there we go. Really simple stuff, guys. Potentially we could be seeing, again, that reversal has already happened. And if you just, if I give you an example of that, here's our shorter term uptrend line. Now, as you can see, it's gone past it, and then it's made a little zigzag down. So I'll just enlarge that a bit more. So it's gone past the trend line, it's gone up a little bit, and then it's gone down. And as you can see, the market has continued to trend down or sideways after that that particular signal. So that's the signal that we're looking out for in the Western world as well. So just to give you an idea of how exactly it works, really simple stuff. It doesn't have to be complicated. Any trading and investing plan shouldn't really be complicated, and that's the stuff that we like to use as the simple stuff. But again, if we were to see a close above 23,155 on the Hang Seng, that'd be a nice short-term up move potentially as well, which would be nice to see. Apart from that, we've still got lots of support at 22,000, and if it closes below that, then we're going to see probably a bit more of a downward move, but hasn't happened yet. So still all good, still that sideways movement. So guys, that is the stuff for the first day of the year. Other than that, guys, happy trending. Stay with the trend of the market and stay on the safe side of the market. Until next week, I will see you then. Have a great week. When the traders start to come back and the volume starts to come back, we might get some more entry signals, and that would be a great thing. Until then, guys, happy trending, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.